obviously not off to the start win-wise that you'd like to be in, but your team is continuing to show signs of improving. They've played some tough teams this year already. How is all this kind of culminating together, and how is it going to help the team once the little wax season rolls around?
We have played some tough teams, and I schedule those teams in the preseason to hopefully push us and get us ready for league. Maybe show us some of our weaknesses that we need to improve on during Christmas, and the girls have improved. We've had some defeats, 10, 12, 15 points, and what I've tried to explain to the girls is if you break it down, those 12 points, you're talking about 6 possessions, either defensively or offensively, that the game's coming down to. And so while we are losing games, it's just coming down to a few possessions here or there each half. And if we can correct those mistakes either defensively or offensively, we can be beating some of these teams, these really good teams. So we're real close. I'm very optimistic. I still think when we get to league, we'll be able to see all this improvement and this growth that, like you mentioned, all these bumps in the road, so to speak, will come out, and we'll see some good things coming up in the next few weeks.
What are some of the there's the obvious challenges and adjustments to coaching a young team, but what are some of the toughest things about transitioning from a team like you had last year with a lot of seniors, a lot of leadership, a lot of established players, coming into this season where you have basically 3 players who saw some significant minutes last year?
Probably the biggest thing is just getting the girls to understand my expectations as far as everything I expect from them at practice, how they behave, their attitudes, their effort on the court, their energy, all those things. We really have to explain and break down, and I really have to spend a lot of time going over those things. Whereas teams in the last year's team, I had those girls for 2, some of them 3 years, and so they knew exactly what was expected of them. The effort needed to be there every day, every practice, every minute of practice, and so that's been the biggest adjustment probably. It's been tough on them because it's new for them, but they've developed the right habits, and I think they're starting to understand it now, and I'm real happy with everything they're doing for me. They're working hard. Everybody's able to get to practice and showing up for the games and having the right attitude all the time. It's fun.
That's good. Some fresh faces on the team. Who are some players who've kind of stood out in your mind as here's a player that might not have a lot of experience at the varsity level, but I can see them kind of progressing into a key player for your team, down the road?
Right. Well, yeah, you mentioned, of course, Cassie and Rebecca and Lindsay all played for me last year, and right now those 3 are definitely holding the team together and playing a lot of minutes, and playing Rebecca especially playing a lot of different positions and filling roles where she needs to. And as far as the newcomers coming in, we have some sophomores like Sierra Santos and Manpreet Graywall, Jessica Rico, all have come in and played quite a few minutes, and they're learning, and they're playing pretty well for us right now. The juniors that played a lot last year at the JV level, Amber Bond, Adriana Ruiz, they've seen a lot of minutes. Amber has shown what she can do. She's had games of 15, 21 points. So she's able to do some great things on offense and defense. So we've already seen that from her. I'd just really like to see some of the younger girls also kind of step in and start to show that confidence that we've seen Amber develop, and put forth the effort on defense and offense. And I think we can see some great things from all those young girls.
And maybe the last question. You've been working with these girls for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you see right now that they're improved, that they've already kind of improved on, as opposed to when you guys first tipped off in your first game weeks ago?
I think the biggest thing I've seen is just because they've played a lot of basketball now this last month and a half, just their basketball IQ has developed, knowing where to go on offense, what to do without the ball on offense, defensively, rotating, getting into spots. And so I think that's been their biggest improvement. And it's tough sometimes. You don't always see that in the box score, You look for somebody with a lot of rebounds or a lot of points or steals, and you don't always see the little things that girls are doing to make the extra pass or to set a screen. But overall, I think that's the biggest improvement. These girls are just starting to understand where they need to go when they don't have the ball on offense, how to get open on offense, what types of things to look for on defense. What are other teams trying to do? Are they trying to shoot threes? Are they trying to get the ball inside? So I think just recognizing all those things has been their biggest improvement. The shooting is going to come. Some of the girls have already improved a lot of their free throw shooting and three-point shooting, the ball handling. Those things will keep developing, and we'll keep seeing improvement. But I think their biggest improvement is just their overall basketball IQ right now.
Leadership role, like I said last time, you were a piece of a team last year that had a lot of experience, a lot of seniors as well. Talk about being, having to kind of step into that leadership role this year. Are you comfortable doing that? And what are some things that you're trying to encourage and instill in your teammates?
There's a lot more, I'd say, like pressure this year because I am having to step up as a leader. Just trying to encourage the team a lot more and tell them everything they do good, so like boost up their energy and stuff.
Is it tough, to lose, that many key pieces to your team, and then kind of have to come back and say, wow, all that experiences is no longer here, or how do you make those adjustments?
It is kind of hard having a lot of people that haven't played varsity level, so we're kind of like almost starting like fresh this year, but we're still coming out strong at the same time, so I think we'll do good.
Obviously you guys aren't off to the start that you would like, but you've played some tough teams. How has playing against this level of competition, how's that going to help the team once the league season rolls around?
Well, we're kind of using these teams now that we're playing that they play hard too, so we need to play like them but even better when we come to the league. And now kind of use the teams as see they can play hard, we can do the same things.
What are some things you see in your team or your teammates that kind of show that you guys are still growing and learning together, but you're also moving in that right direction?
Well, we are getting better, but as we go, and I can see like our defense needs to get better, but I can see good things that we're doing too, like our passing, and we're starting to do our offense more, so they'll just like come together as one.
Something I talked to Jason about actually is just the fact that the team seems to kind of have these spurts of showing signs that you guys have that potential, but it can kind of it's kind of like a quarter to quarter thing. How do you think it's possible to put together 4 quarters of solid basketball?
I don't know, we were really pumped up at the beginning because we're excited for the game, and then I think when we do something wrong, it kind of gets us down. So like pumping each other up will help us, I think. Because when you do something wrong, you just kind of feel down, so then you keep making more mistakes. So.
I think we talked last time about some of the teammates that you have, some new teammates you have this year, new additions to the team that you see as really big parts in helping this team out. You can talk about some of those players.
Amber is one of our key players. She's fast and she has a good defense, puts a lot of pressure, and she can dribble the ball and make layups. So.
And then as far as the best talent, the best assets of your team, what are some things you see in this team that show you that you guys are going to go ahead and be ready come the league play to be competitive?
We have a lot of our defense is good. We just need a lot more help on defense, and we have a lot of pressure on the ball, and our passing is good. So.
And maybe lastly, let's talk about some goals you have for the season, maybe for yourself and for the team as well.
Well, one for myself is to always improve and everything, and for the team to make it to league, so win league and go to playoffs.